Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once more to Political Analysis. This time is post-electoral US election. Hope you did enjoy it as we all watched a few days ago what characterized this election. Guess I'm going to do a few analysis with you. I'm not going to be too long because I know you're quite a busy person, but that notwithstanding, there are a few little things that were so strong in these elections that probably you might have missed out. What characterizes the win of Donald Trump? Well, three major highlights, I guess, were into these elections, even though two are so prominent. But there were actually three, and one was deeply in disguise, but so strong as the two others. The first thing is the economic highlights that, of course, was of great importance to the electorates. The second one was immigration, and the third one would be the First and Second Amendments in terms of constitutional building in the US. Now, if we're to start with the economy, of course, the Democrats weren't strong enough as the electorates looked at the inflation rate that's getting higher, and they didn't give anything reliable that will work against inflation. However, Republicans through Donald Trump were so strong in their points in the sense that he talked about tax cuts, which of course was a very strong point that uh, will encourage the electorates to stand for him. The second thing about the economy was based on the fact that he talked about high tariffs on imports. High tariff on imports will allow local companies to quickly develop or rapidly develop and take hold of the economy once more, which of course will encourage local companies and local brands to definitely have a strong grip of the economy. That, of course, really was thrilling to the electorates as each one of them took upon the stage to support Donald Trump. What did the Democrats propose? Nothing specific that will encourage the electorates to swing to their side. Based on immigration was the fact that Donald Trump actually said the border was in chaos. Of course, it's not a new stuff. But the point is, he was so strong on the allegations that illegal immigrants who were coming were criminals and prisoners from their countries, and that they were not reliable enough. And that was the quagmire that was described in terms of border and illegal immigration crossing. Was that true? Well, the media was not so much on a fast check in relation to that, probably because the Democrats couldn't touch that very well. I do remember in the time of Obama, such allegations were pushed forward, but one of the things that Obama said that drew the minds and the thoughts of the electorates was that we are building by faith and not by fear. It was so strong and so powerful to convince the commoners and everyone to believe that, yes, something real was taking place. And of course, we're waiting for Kamala or the Democrats to say this men are not just contributing in the economy of the USA, but are there any cases of those who cross the borders illegally, seek for asylum or ways and means to survive, who were causing chaos in the city or in the countrysides or in the USA per se? Well, I think it would have been solid. Now, lots and lots of um, um, Americans did believe that what he was saying was true because the opponents were not strong enough to disprove the fact. No one will ever love to have illegal immigrants who are fugitive in courts invade uh, their privacy or their space. And so he made a solid point. Very smart, of course. Well, still in relation to freedom of expression, which is the First and Second Amendments, Donald Trump was able to have a mixed electorate come to his side. because many Christians don't forget that America is most of the electorates are Christian inclined, even though they might not be as strong as you think they should believe in God, but in God we trust. Don't forget that that's the nation's slogan. And so many electorates believe in the freedom of speech, which, of course, in the past, the Democrats have been trying to pull that off. Very difficult for people to express their minds. Now, a very silent move by Elon Musk to encourage electorates accept and sign for that freedom of expression, which is the First and Second Amendments, pulled and trailed not the senior electorates, the common electorates to vow and to sign that they need that freedom of expression of God. Well, it has been difficult to talk about God in schools and public places in the past, which of course now they're vowed that they need their freedom, whether it's for God or it's not for God. Don't you forget that most of them have a Christian background. So if you were able to see Christians move on to sign in for Donald Trump is because he was smart enough to make them understand that their freedom was being taken away, which, of course, we can all do the fast check. Is it true that the Democrats don't really want freedom of expression, especially when it comes to religion? Check for yourself and see. More to it was the foreign policy. On foreign policy, for the past, the Democrats have been strong and in the sense of supporting the Ukraine-Russian war by providing the funds and the hardware in terms of weaponry or military equipment. Of course, it's important to know how much the taxpayers' money might have gone so much and so far into this war. More to it is based on the fact that Donald Trump has made the West to know that the USA is not prepared for a third world war. So he looks more into it as a third world war. So if the Democrats were coming with the fact that they need to keep funding, it's like saying, let us add more kerosene into this war. And no one is prepared for a third world war. So Donald Trump was so smart again on that foreign policy, which of course he says on day one he was going to stop the war. Let's watch and see, of course, what happens along the way. However, the Democrats didn't prove any sense of having a different approach to the war after so many years modern already into the war and expensive and taxpayers' money kept going, and of course, the war keeps increasing. Same again in terms of foreign policy. Kamala or the Democrats never proved a sense in terms of the Palestinian Israel issue. Don't you forget that Donald Trump is just coming back into politics after probably about 4 years of vacation, let's say, and he, um, in his mandate, proved that he was capable to change the scenario in the Middle East to avoid or evade a major crisis by the Palestinians in the Arab world that Jerusalem was a Judaism Christian shrine and that it probably was going to be impolite to allow that shrine be occupied by present occupants who came in, knowing that for many years this has been a Jewish shrine, Christo Judaism shrine, that it can to allow them to be in charge, and that Jewish people will only come in time and again in terms of tourism. And he told them he was not in for politics, but that they have to understand that it was going to be impolite or difficult for the Jewish people to back off simply because many years back they had to flee because of war and conflicts. And so you had other people occupy good parts of Israel that uh, make up the shrine of the Jewish uh, people. And so, him standing to say that he's going to support Israel in this war has proven beyond reasonable doubt. than to take somebody who is yet to come prove something they're yet to see, which will make a difference. For the past, all the American presidents have just had probably the same train of things that made no difference. But in the first 4 years of Donald Trump, he made the Arabs to begin to sign peace treaty and peace deals with Israel, even though Jerusalem was declared the capital of Israel. Is this man a trustworthy person and capable to make a difference and bring changes? Yes, I think that he has been quite convincing to the electorates or to the American appeal that he could make a difference. Let's watch and see how the 4 years ahead of him will look like. Of course, that was it. It looks so little but so real. The changes that Donald Trump is bringing in, the vibes and that which constitutes the bringing the Latinos and the black votes and the suburbs mixed together with the urban cities for the win and the change of the Republican Party. What have you in terms of analysis? Wait to hear from you in your own opinion. It does count.